Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Melanie from Melanie Tries Recipes, and I have a brand new recipe that I'm trying for the very first time. This is called Blueberry Streusel Coffee Cake. Um, the author of this recipe says that this coffee cake is so fluffy, moist, buttery, and bursting with fresh berries and sweet streusel topping. And there's also a simple glaze that you can pour over the top of it and garnish with fresh blueberries for the best coffee cake ever. Okay, so let's get started. We are starting off with the streusel topping, and that calls for 1 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, 1/3 of a cup plus 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1/2 a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 6 tablespoons of softened butter. And then the instructions for that says combine all the streusel ingredients into a small bowl. Use your clean fingers, a fork, or a pastry blender, which is what I'm using, to combine everything together until you have a thick crumb mixture, and then set it aside. Well, I could never get it to be thick. I mean, it just was crumbly and dry and everything like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I did something wrong. I'm talked to my mom and asked her, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, and she looked at it and she's like, I don't know, do it this way. So I tried doing it that way, and it's still just dry and whatever. So I just kind of gave up on it and set it aside. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. Let's just start on the cake part. So for the blueberry coffee cake part of this, we need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, 4 tablespoons of softened butter, 3/4 of a cup of milk. I used whole milk, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, and 2 cups of fresh blueberries. Okay, so the instructions for this part says in a large mixing bowl, combine the flour, sugar, butter, milk, egg, baking powder, and salt. Stir together until everything is combined. I didn't end up stirring it together. I ended up using a blender and just beat the crap out of it until it was all mixed together. I should be getting to that part. No, there goes the baking powder. There goes the salt. Gonna beat it up. Done beating it up. Okay, and then it says next step is to add the fresh blueberries and very gently stir into the coffee cake batter. Just gently stir in the blueberries until incorporated. Stirring too hard or too much will make the blueberries bleed color into the batter, which is what happened to me. My cake turned purple. I stirred it a little too hard and a little too much, so I got purple cake. So the next part says, spread the coffee cake batter into the prepared spring-form pan. Oh yeah, we were supposed to heat our oven and prepare a 9-inch spring-form pan by spraying some cooking spray. So we did that. So spread the coffee batter into the prepared spring-form pan. Sprinkle the streusel topping evenly over the top, which I didn't really sprinkle it. I just dumped it on there and then spread it out. Cook for 55 to 65 minutes. if the edges and top are getting too browned, loosely lay a piece of tinfoil over the top to prevent over browning. The cake will be puffed up and a toothpick inserted in the middle should come out with dry crumbs, not wet batter. Allow the cake to cool for 20 minutes. Loosen the edges of the springform pan with a butter knife and then remove the sides of the springform pan. Okay, so we did all that. And this is what my cake turned out to be. I had it only cooked for actually 45 minutes, and it was completely done. It was actually overdone. It was burned on the bottom and on the sides and kind of dry in the middle. But I mean, this cake tastes really good. It tastes really, really good. I really like it a lot. I don't know. I think maybe it was because of the new oven that, I don't know, that it did that. I don't know. But here I am. I'm cutting it up. I'll show you a little bit what it looks like. Like I said, it ended up being, even though it only cooked for 45 minutes, and it ended up getting overcooked. As I share with my family members. There's one for you. There's one for you. Now let's cut one for me. See, that looks really, really good. And it tasted really, really good. It was just, my new oven just kind of overcooked it. But it's, it did taste good, just, just ended up a little too dry. And the streusel part ended up a little too dry. Anyways, I am going to, take pictures of this recipe, and I am going to post it on my community page. So if you want the recipe for this cake, and so that you could try to make this cake, that's where you can find the recipe. Unfortunately, I am hiking right now, so I can't type out all the recipe out. I apologize, but you can find it on my community page. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment and share and all the good stuff. Thanks.